welcome back to Field of Glory 2. I think today we're going to go ahead and jump into the multi-battle campaigns, and I'm actually going to follow this story of probably one of my favorite historical characters, Alexander Nevsky, crushing not only the Teutonic Knights, but also the Tartars, the Swedes, and ultimately coming to peace with the Mongols. Yeah, it might seem kind of silly at the time that he paid tribute to the Mongols, but the fact is the Mongols allowed Alexander to consider him sort of the king of Russia. Of course, he was merely a Duke of Novgorod, but he had tremendous power. We're going to stick to Knight difficulty because I'm a total noob, and we're going to keep difficulty on progressive here so that each battle is going to get a little more difficult. I think that's only fair, right? So let's create, and let's jump right in. It looks like right now we're actually facing the Swedes. They're trying to take advantage of Russian weakness by encroaching on the territory of Novgorod, landing an army on the confluence of Izhora and Neva rivers. We've got to offer battle, guys. Now, usually when I play Field of Glory 2, I go pretty... Okay, the enemy are offering battle, indeed. So first things first, we do want some knights and sergeants unit, some cavalry. I'm gonna put that here. But what I really want is like a nice strong line, and it looks like for the most part, the Russians here don't exactly have much in the way of spearmen. They really have a whole lot of cavalry units. So I'm really trying to beef up this line as best I can. Yes, armored spearmen. I'm definitely going to go heavy on the armored spearmen and really extend this line. I want to try and get like all the way to where the woods begin here. This wouldn't be such a bad place to actually hide cavalry. Let's see. The Ugrian warriors could be useful. And if you guys enjoy this setup phase, let me know in the comments down below. I see a lot of other historical and war game YouTubers do this. I typically don't. I typically do the whole, guys, I'll be back when the action begins deal. So if you guys do prefer that to this, then let me know. Right now, I'm just kind of trying to, well, do the best I can, come up with the best line I can imagine here against the approaching enemy. Spearman defensive, we already have. Let's get some more Ugrians. I think actually we could probably do something like, just so that we have, you know, the stronger spearmen all along the line there. And now I think we can go for the knights and sergeants, the armored noble cavalry, etc. We've got quite a lot of cavalry over here, so I'm going to put some knights and sergeants over here in the woods. These are ultra expensive troops, the best that Russia has to offer, the most expensive armor possible. But, you know, they're essential. They're necessary. So we're going to get these guys in here. I also quite like the Nomad Light Horse Archers. And considering we don't really have much in the way of archer units, it might not be a bad idea to grab a few. Although, I think the better idea is just to grab like 2 or 3 archers. 1, 2. Let's get another one over here. Yeah, I'm not even going to get a Nomad Light Horse Archer unit. I'm going to put all my cash into existing Armored Noble Cavalry. These guys are worth their weight in gold, and we do need that right side to be especially strong. I want to see if we can get like any more strong strong infantry units. I guess the Ugrian warriors, they're really not that strong, I'm going to be honest with you, but they'll do. They'll do, pretty much. More Armored Noble Cav. We're down to 76, guys. We're about to see what our foe has to offer. I'd love to get just one more unit, but you know what? We'll make it an archer unit. In fact, we can get 2 archer units here. That's nice. All right, I'll take that. So a little bit heavier on the missiles, and we shall accept, guys. Let's hope for the best. I'm happy with this deployment. We're going to end the turn, and of course, it is going to be the Swedish turn to deploy. And there we go. They're moving forward with a bevy of spearmen. It looks pretty tough. We've got spearmen over here. Do we have any Huskarls? I hope not. All right, thankfully, no Huskarls. So these are pretty standard units. That's not to say they're not going to be tough to face in battle, but I think you guys understand what I mean here. Let's push forward. Didn't want to push forward like that. There we go. Let's push forward. Don't like that water in the way. But I do like the fact, I have to say this, I do like the fact that it's going to stop the enemy from flanking us. More than likely stop the enemy from flanking us. We're going to push forward. See, what we really need to do is extend that line out this way. But let's keep things really simple here and pretty much make the enemy think we've got a weak line. I'll have the cavalry prepared and ready here in the woods. And I think this is where I'm going to stop. So I'm going to let the enemy try to charge this way. And we are going to essentially try to be prepared for that charge. Let's immediately move up with all cavalry units and prepare for a flank. Alright, boys, I think that's a decent first turn. I hate the fact that we got that lake, but hopefully we can deal with it. And the enemy is just continuing to push closer and closer, so hopefully they take the bait, they attack us head-on, and this gives us a chance to really return fire and do some serious damage. Let me also try to fix that line. He's gonna have to go all the way over there, which is not gonna be easy. So yeah, I think we should let them get engaged in battle first. That's probably going to be the best idea here. You know what, we'll just push one cavalry unit up here to form the end of the line. That archer unit right there. Face the enemy, and hopefully we get a tremendous volley here, which I think we will. With our cavalry, I guess we should just continue outwards. Or you know what? We'll wait a little bit more. We'll let the enemy get even closer. End the turn. Here's our chance. The Swedes are in our sights. Let's let the glorious Rus crush them here with our arrows. I hope that we can knock a few down. At the very least, we can damage these soldiers and start taking a few, you know, actual troops out of their overall number stack. I think that's going to do well for us. Man, there's a lot of you guys. Now, they're very, very weak in cavalry. That's what we have to try. We have to try to focus on that. Their weakness in cavalry is going to be extremely important here, because we're going to have to bring that cav in, do some flank attacks, etc., and we need to be prepared. So right now I'm just biting off a few numbers. Why not? We might as well take some of them with us. And since they're actually starting to already parade over here, I am going to push forward with the cav. I'm going to turn around with the spearmen. We might have to have a separate defensive line over here. A bit of a weird one. And you know what? I'm going to do the same with the Ugrians. We'll bring them back to assist in this defensive line. General Zoran. Have him turn forward. I'm going to do the same with this guy. Turn forward. Essentially just getting prepared to break out of the forest here and go gallivanting amongst the enemy soldiers. We want to make sure that our boys are ready. Okay, they are not shy, that's for sure. Getting really close here, but it looks like they might also be suffering from the issue here with the river, or excuse me, the lake. It's changed their plans just a little bit. There's some of the guys going over here on this side, some of the guys going over here. You can see a sort of crunch happening there. Let's hope that this works out in our favor. Unsheath your blades. It is time to fight. Alright. First of all, I just want to see, yeah, we're not close enough to attack. But we can shoot. And that's not going to allow us to retreat. So we're going to retreat with all of these archers. Some of them I'll keep out here, but most of them I will pull back. push on through. We're just going to ignore them. Just keep pushing on through with our units. We will move up with the Knights and Armored Sergeants. I hope that they would be able to take on the enemy, even the enemy Spearmen, potentially. And let's see if there's anything we can do here with our cavalry. We are going to charge with the Armored Nobles on the enemy's flank. Not bad. Got a little disruption there. I would have loved to get a second attack, but it doesn't look like we're going to be that lucky. However, what we can do, just in preparation, is turn Zoran forward here. And we're also going to send this unit through because we will eventually need another cavalry unit. It's a shame that he can't attack this turn, but what I am going to do is push him forward and just have him set up on the line as well. Really try to exploit the enemy's right flank, our left flank. Let's hope that the enemy is kind to our archers, and we'll see what happens. There we go. They're going to go for the charge. They did get a rear attack. Never good. They did actually manage to catch these guys and an auto break on our archers. So first blood to the Swedes. That's too bad, but let's hope that them being caught in amongst our soldiers here really gives us an opportunity to chew them apart, tear them to shreds. I think it's possible, but only time will tell. And of course, we need the spirit of the great Nevsky here with us. Yeah, see, they are having some difficulty deciding what to do. Some of the units going on that side. We can't rely on that side. We need to win on this side right here. Another one giving fight to our armored nobles. Let's put an end to this madness. Come on. Not quite. I thought we were going to manage to break there. So let's just take a look at our current situation. I was hoping to use this cavalry unit to, of course, flank charge the enemy, but we've got a zone of control issue right there with the spearmen, so that won't happen this turn. Let's just take a look and see how we would do against the enemy with our other spearmen units. And again, I don't think very well, so we really do need to rely, well, pretty much on flank attacks. There's no other way around this. So I'm just kind of looking at different possibilities as to how to approach the situation. This is risky, but not absolutely insane. I'm going to try and charge the spearmen. Yes. Disrupted, and we can't fall back. All right, maybe a little bit insane. What about charging over here with Zoran Bogdanovic out of the woods? I think yes. The enemy did hold firm, but that seemed to be pretty damn effective. And it looks like we can even cut out here and charge again, but what I'd rather do is just turn towards the enemy. So again, preparing for a flank charge. And of course, if we could break additional enemy units here, that would be great. As you can see, they're holding firm, which is the frustrating part. I think I'll bring my archers over here. We're probably going to need them, and especially since this looks like an uphill charge. But we've got to take it. We have to take the uphill charge, or else the enemy gets too much of an advantage. They're disrupted there. Push back. Not bad, boys. And what we're going to do is turn our cavalry this way. Going to move up just one tile. I was hoping we'd be able to turn with them too. That's okay, though. And with these guys, we are just going to prepare. We're getting up the hill here. We're on the hill now. I'm not afraid of being overrun and thrown down here. And I think maybe, just maybe, this right side might go a little bit better than I'm expecting it to. We're not leaving a lot of room for our men to retreat, so that's not necessarily a good thing. But maybe they shouldn't be retreating. How about that? How about don't retreat, and you get to survive? Just seeing if there are any real weak troops here. So we'd actually do okay on that charge against the spearmen. With the Ugrians. But sticking around in combat wouldn't necessarily go our way. I'm just gonna hold. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. Let's attack with the Ugrians. And we'll follow up the attack over here with the spearmen. We can't be afraid of the enemy. I've been a little, like, I'm usually too aggressive in strategy games. I think here in Field of Glory 2, I've been the exact opposite. I haven't been aggressive enough. So we're going to have to take some chances there. I don't know if I believe in myself, but you have to. All right, let's go for it. I hate the fact that this guy is not doing so well. already disordered. Okay, let's see what happens. Ending the turn. It comes down to the die rolls. It comes down to the die rolls. I'd love to get a break here on the enemy. As you can see, look at that. Like, they immediately disrupt us, and they rally so damn quickly. That seems to happen way too much here in the game early on. It's just much easier for the enemy to rally and for them to disrupt us on morale checks. It seems anytime we do a morale check on the enemy, they pass with flying colors, no matter what situation they're in. So it's really going to have to come down to those morale checks, and this is an opportunity for us to rush in with cavalry. Let's do it, boys. For the ghost of Nevsky, we must win. Absolutely fragmented our unit there. They'll fragment this one too. Wow, so that's shocking that they held firm, but the morale check here... Oh, okay, he did not break. I was going to say the morale check will force him to break. Maybe not. Just maybe not. Held firm again. Those morale checks, they seem to do so damn well with them. But this is a chance, guys, to come in here and do another attack. It's not going to be a flank attack, unfortunately. But I think it's going to be pretty damn effective. Maybe not initially, but over time. Now they're finally disrupted. It took us long enough just to disrupt the enemy unit. Believe me, I would love to fall back at this point. There's really no way out of there. Let's keep our focus ahead of us here. Now, this was the unit I thought for sure we would break. They held firm. Again, another morale check. Anytime you guys see that red button pop up, or like the red number pop up, it means they've taken a morale check. And again, it just seems to me that that's way too lucky. Way too lucky to manage that many morale checks. But what do I know? What do I know? All right, we're going to turn this way. We should have moved over here with the Ugrians. A bit too late for that now. Let's deal with the Swedish horde in front of us. Now, what about here? We'll probably get an instant break there. Indeed, we could, I think. I'm going to go for a charge with the Knights and Sergeants. Again, they held firm. That's crazy on the morale. Yeah, held firm. How many times do we pass checks like that? Let's charge with Oleg Valentinevich. And this is another one of our nobles. I think we'll do the same with the peasants. Shouldn't be too difficult to send some peasants running, and they are easy to fragment, so that is good to see. I'd love to send another unit over here, but we're just not quite close enough. So instead, charge here against the peasants. Hopefully break them. They held firm. Come on. And we shall push on through, guys. We're completely engaged on the right side here. Actually, it feels quite good. I feel a little more safe. But of course, that's assuming everything goes as planned. Obviously, since these guys are struggling a bit, I'm going to throw in the spearmen on this charge. Breaking the enemy right now would really help us out. And I'd love to get the Ugrians over there into that tile, but it's just not going to happen this turn. What if we, just as a placeholder... Yeah, you know what? Just as a placeholder, we'll put the archers here. But I am leaving room for our men to retreat if they so desire. Be kind to me, dice. Forced us to fall back. Our Ugrians are actually in a good position for that. It's hard to imagine you're in a good position to fall back, but we can actually attack with the Ugrians quite quickly. So yeah, that unit's probably going to break. We actually got lucky that they fell back and didn't just shatter immediately. The morale check also working for us a little bit. What about over here? Oh my goodness, come on now. An enemy flanking force has appeared on the battlefield, as if things couldn't have gotten tougher for us. Run them down, every single one. We'll ransom back the nobles for fat. In And for those of you that have not seen Eisenstein's Alexander Nevsky film, you've got to check that out. I think he says, oh no, we'll trade them for soap. We'll trade the Swedish or German nobles for soap. I love it. Still holding on that line. That's what I like to see, but I want to see the enemy break over here. Come on. That's a break. That's what I'm looking for. Charging through. Again, they did pass a lot of the morale checks, though. Let's see if the Knights can make a difference here. Not quite. What about over here? Can we get a break? Fragmentation. I'll take it, guys. And the peasants are going to run in terror. Let's see. Thankfully, the cavalry are following up. Not with a charge, though. That's too bad. Oh, they are following up with a charge. That's what I'm talking about. Here we go, guys. It's not the most effective charge, but it's the thought that counts. And, of course, now we're engaging these enemy units right here. We can charge these guys almost immediately. In fact, let's do that right now. And it looks like we're in an okay position. In fact, I can even jump out of the forest right now and go for a charge against these spearmen with the armored noble cavalry. For Rus! And they did hold firm. There's that amazing dice rolling that the AI has. There's several different ways we could go about this, of course. I think for now, I'm just going to go ahead and take up the position. Not going to attack or anything like that. Now, over here is where I was hoping for some major routes on the part of the enemy. Let's try it out. Here we go with Oleg Valentinievich, one of Alexander Nevsky's most trusted generals. And here we go. They are disrupted. It looks like we're following up with the charge. You gotta love that, boys. I'm gonna move in with our spearmen as well. But first, let's see if the Ugrians can break these guys on their own. Ugrian warriors! And they held firm. This is what I'm talking about. So the initial impact will not be good, which is why I'm just going to push forward and just get prepared, of course. We also want to keep in mind that flanking enemy force. It's like maybe a turn or two away from getting here, so we do want to be careful. It looks like we can get another charge. Hey, why not? Against the crossbowmen here, and they are fragmented. It's looking pretty good for Alexander Nevsky right now, I must say, but let's not say anything's for certain yet. There's still a lot of battles of this battle to fight. We still have a tremendous amount of cavalry. I think almost too much cavalry. And they still have a reinforcing army. Well, a small force arriving here. Do you guys think we're going to be able to win? Let me know in the comments down below, and also any tactical advice you may have. I'm very new to Field of Glory 2 Medieval, and I never really played enough of Field of Glory 2 to get a grasp of it. So if anyone has any suggestions or advice, please do leave them in the comments below, or just comment down below. It helps the channel tremendously. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. If we get enough, let's say over 40 likes, we'll go ahead and release part 2 of this campaign and keep on going with the story of Alexander Nevsky. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll take a look. I was gonna say I'll take a look at you next time. I'll catch you next time. Too much coffee, Agrippa. Too much coffee.